when did you start streaming, Charlie, and what made you get into that?
God, so many good questions. I started about like 2.5 months ago, maybe almost 3 months.
New.
If we're being super specific. So very new. And I've never streamed on anything before. But I've been in like the acting and the producing, like on the producing side of things. So then when this was introduced to me like 3 years ago, I met one of the managers for LIVIT actually, and then he hit me up 3 years, like fast forward 3 years, hit me up and was like, hey, like I'm working for this company, like I think you'd be great for it. I, for one, hate social media. I'm the worst at it because I'm a procrastinating perfectionist. And so the cool thing about live is that it, like, or going live is that it gives you the opportunity to you don't overthink it, you know?
Right.
So that's why I was like, all right, like, let's try it. And then I did, and it's honestly made me a better actress, a better producer, like, understanding everything, like on just a well-rounded like scale of stuff. So yeah, that's
Great.
kind of how I got into it. I guess that's long.
No, that's perfect.
And he hit me up and he was like, yeah, like do it. And I was like, well, maybe.
Perfect, very thorough. What is just your favorite memory or achievement on LIVIT so far?
Ooh, I think the first win that I had, which was the Billboard win for Miami, and I was so shocked at how it played out because I didn't really know what to expect going into any of this. And so I was just told, like, I love podcasts. And I was like, hey, like, just pretend like it's a podcast, like it's a, you know, with a visual aspect and then an interactive, you know, side of it. And so going into it, I just didn't really have too much or like too many expectations, I guess. And so then when it kind of started to play out the way it has, I was thoroughly stoked. Yeah, mind blown by it.
Amazing. Well, that's so exciting. And then how do you let your viewers know when you're about to go to stream?
Well, I think that setting a schedule is the best way to do it, but my schedule has been so chaotic because I am in the acting and the producing side of things, so. And then I also run a lash business with my sister, so we kind of are all over the place when it comes to schedule-wise. But I have like a group that I'll like message and be like, hey, like I'm gonna go live, or I'll schedule it if it's a different time. But I also typically pick the same time every day, and whether that's like on purpose or because I'm like procrastinating and then I have to, you know, that happens too. And so they all know that like I'm usually late to show up to my streams, and I don't feel bad about it, but they're still there, you know, they support me. So
you're really out here doing it all.
Yeah, I try.
You're like, I got the lash business.
Yeah, I try, exactly. Like, I got you girls, like everyone else, like, what's up?
Why did you choose LIVIT over other streaming platforms? Because there's a lot.
Oh, yeah. No, I actually had no idea about all the other streaming platforms. And so when I found LIVIT, I was like, I just took my friend's advice who, like, brought me onto it. And I, like, downloaded it, created a profile, like, looked at it, and I was like, well, this is cool. Like, you know, there's some, like, really talented people on here. It's an opportunity, I was like, for me to just kind of work on and like, explore those, like, different sides of me that I don't necessarily always show. Like, even when it comes to acting, like, I don't ever sing for anyone. I don't ever dance. Like, I used to do that stuff. Like, because that's what I was mainly trained in, and like, but it gave me, I was like, well, I just have to push myself outside of that comfort zone, you know, which is what I constantly preach to all my friends, but I never actually put into action. So it's given me the ability or the opportunity to do that. And then I definitely, after, I was like, well, I liked what I saw, you know, so and then not knowing necessarily, later I looked at other streaming platforms and I was like, yikes, like, you know, like, this is like so I don't know what the word is for it, like, clean, like, beautiful, like, such a pure platform for people to do what they love and like have the opportunity to show it, but not also being like cornered or put into a specific category, you know, as like an influencer, because I think that people have that struggle. Is if you're wanting to act and you're wanting to produce, you're wanting to do those things, you're wanting to write, whatever you want to do, you're put in like this category as an influencer. But with LIVIT, I feel like you're like you're not necessarily like that. that isn't like what happens to you. It's just this, like, I guess the best way to put it is it's a pure platform for
Exactly.
it. You
Yeah.
know?
I definitely get what you're saying there.
Yeah. I feel like I just said so many words. In
No,
like
it's very well
5
said.
seconds.
And then, what are more the challenging aspects of live streaming, and how do you just overcome those?
I think that the getting on every day, whether you're feeling good about it or not, when you meet people on it, because the other cool thing about LIVIT is like or just any live streaming platform is you're meeting so many people all over the world. So it's the coolest opportunity to have and develop those relationships, and like one of my closest friends right now, I met her on LIVIT, but like we live 5 minutes from each other. We would have never probably interacted ever unless like some other, whatever thing down the road. But because of this, we met each other, and then we became so close. And like the hardest thing, I guess, to overcome is like when we're constant, because she's amazing. She's an amazing streamer too. Like, you're gonna talk to her, so you're gonna see her. But we also we're constantly neck and neck with a lot of things. So it's like being okay with each other, like, and also like respecting each other and like loving each other enough that you're like, whatever she does and whoever succeeds, and like both of us are having success within the app, or both of us are having success in whatever way, shape, or form. It's like loving each other enough that you're like, yeah, that's dope. Like, I'm so happy for you, and like when we'll duo stream, like one of us will sometimes like get more points than the other, and you're like, obviously we're human, so we're like, hey, sucks right now. Like, but we're also like so happy for you right now. So it's just this kind of like tag teaming thing, and it's like understanding that respect for one another, I think, makes such a huge difference in the long run, as opposed to where a lot of other like streaming platforms or whatever you're doing, there's a constant competition, and it can like make or break relationships, So I think that it's really cool to see that for the most part on this app, like all I've ever seen is like support within, like, for each other.
That's
like,
so sweet.
As streamers.
Yeah, that's so sweet. You guys can support each other and still kind of be.
We're
like,
still
in the same
we're competitive
sphere.
beaches.
Girls
dude.
supporting girls. That's what I want to see.
Yes, we're competitive, but we still got each other's back at the end of the day.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Yes.
That was great.